Why are you all like set up like that when in the podcast you're usually relaxing like how cool?
I'm on somebody else's podcast.
No, you're like...
Yeah, I'm on somebody else's podcast. I have to be a bit more trim and proper. We're wearing the same colour thobes, kind of. That's nice.
Yeah,
Yours matches your beard, kind of.
Yeah, I like to keep it, you know.
إنك لا تهدي من أحببت ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء.
So yeah, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to Freshly Grounded.
Whoa,
Young Smirks podcast. Subhanallah.
It can get confusing.
Yeah, Young Smirks podcast. Alhamdulillah. We got Faisal. How you doing, bro?
Alhamdulillah. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Good to see you, bro.
Bro, it's so nice to see you because I didn't expect to see you. And they're the nicest interactions when you see, you're like, oh, John's here. Like, and I just ran over to you. Alhamdulillah.
Subhanallah. I met you, the last time I seen you was last year, literally in London at the Light Upon Light.
Really?
Do you remember?
No. I should have said yeah.
You was presenting, right?
Yeah, I was presenting.
Yeah.
I remember obviously seeing you in Manchester.
Yeah. So yeah, the last time I seen you was in London, Light Upon Light. And you were like, yeah, we want you to come on Freshly Grounded. But obviously, bro, I know I'm not famous enough for your podcast.
Bro, that's not true because...
Bro, because I never heard it was all crickets after.
No, I never know when you're in the country. You live in Uganda, sometimes you're in this country, sometimes you're in that
Bro,
country. So I thought...
the Freshly Grounded has got all big. Now
No. I thought that my brother John, when he's in the UK, he'll tell me, Akhi, I have to find out by just seeing you, like, oh, subhanAllah, you in the UK? And then you're like, yeah, I've been here for months.
Alhamdulillah. MashaAllah, how's the brothers doing in London?
Akhi, alhamdulillah, it's good, Akhi. Yeah. It's nice. We can't take for granted how good we have it compared to a lot of the places in Europe. Bro, we can go to a masjid whenever we want. Our masjid is always nearby. We can pray our salah 5 times, even in public. We can do our fasting. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah.
So,
you know, bro, I'm really, really happy for your podcast, bro.
Oh, barakallah.
You know, it's really took off. And,
Alhamdulillah.
you know, not only just podcasts, but I've seen you doing these big events you know, in the theatres. I think it's a great platform, man.
Thank you so much,
really
bro.
Good, bro.
Well, one thing that I am indebted to you for is the fact that you licensed us that episode with Sonny Bill Williams.
Oh yeah, I still need to send you the invite.
that was so kind of you, and it definitely gave us a huge boost in our platform as well. It's got like, I think, somewhere near 250,000 views.
What?
That episode, yeah.
What, the Sonny Bill one?
Yeah.
Subhanallah. You know what it was? You know, I told you before, I've been wanting to do a podcast for many years, even before podcast. You know, I was trying to do the Dean Show UK with Brother Eddie, and I just never got around to it. And then
232k.
Subhanallah, mashallah. Yeah, and I've always wanted to do a podcast, but as you know, I do different things, and when you, and when you, you know, when I got to Christchurch and seen Sonny Bill, you know, you messaged me and I thought, yeah, why not? Bismillah. You know, I'm not here for view. You know, I want to get the Dawa out there. I don't care what platform it is. And I'd like to thank you for hosting it.
No.
Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair to you.
No, it's good.
Akhi, yeah.
And he's supporting it, and you know, and
I was getting ready to ask you a question, and I realised that this is not my podcast.
What question?
No, as in I was just going to interview you.
Feel free.
I was just going to go. So, you know, when you're doing your travelling, but I'm going to save it all for Freshly Grounded.
Oh,
I'm going to save my questions for Freshly Grounded. Yeah. I've got some good questions for you. Alhamdulillah.
Give me. I don't mind. Just keep it open. But I know what you mean.
Okay, I'll ask you one question.
Yeah.
You seem to get not very quickly. You seem to very well be able to network with like people and get to the places that need to be gotten to for the da'wah when and it's not just the Christchurch time that I've seen that happen. It's like when there is we call it an emergency situation where da'wah is very important right now in this specific area. You seem to be quite well on top of it, and you make sacrifices to get yourself there and to be able to be at the forefront of the da'wah in those situations. How are you able to do that? Is it literally just a case of, I don't know anyone there, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to book a flight and I'm going to figure it out? Or are you just great at networking and you can kind of like have a word with some brothers?
Well, you'll have to tune into the first. No, the only way, guys, I'm going to guarantee my spot on Freshly Grounded if I don't answer that question.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave it, bro.
Fine.
No, but I like the question, alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
I'll have a think about it.
Good. I'd like you to. There you go. I'm going to leave it to you now.
Yeah, so now it's up to freshly grounded fans, if you like,
Yeah.
supporters, you need to start lobbying.
Inshallah.
Faisal, get me on there, inshallah.
Nah, akhi, you're there. As soon as
inshallah,
you're in
next time I
London.
come to London, I'll come down and
Fine.
see you, inshallah. But yeah, basically, I just like, you know me, I just like Dawa. And to be honest, when I seen the Christchurch thing specifically, I just seen a big opportunity for Dawa, really. Just wanted to get over there. Made a few phone calls. A couple of brothers supported the flight. The flight was expensive, bro.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But one brother said, he'll sort it out.
Subhanallah.
And even, alhamdulillah, I just went there, just staying in the masjid, staying with brothers, helping me. And it was really good, alhamdulillah. It was beneficial just going around for Dawa. Well, yeah, I just like to get out there. I think he wants to be on the podcast, I'm sure. But yeah, bro, about you and your podcast. Why did you start the podcast? Well,
So I
you just came out of nowhere, bro. Like, I mean, I'm not from London, so I just seen...
all of a sudden.
Yeah, like, obviously, I think the local brothers knew you more. And
What happened, bro, is I used to work at Apple, in retail in London, right? And so I would go to work, I would travel an hour to work and an hour back. So I would have 2 hours of my journey, and I wanted to obviously listen to something to make the journey easier. I was newly practicing at the time. And so I wasn't ready for the Quran to listen to Quran 2 hours a day. That was a bit heavy for me, especially considering I didn't understand it. Those days, I couldn't even read Alif Ba Ta. So understanding it was not happening at that time. And so I didn't enjoy. I very quickly fell out of love with nasheeds because they just sounded, or the ones nasheeds are beautiful, but the ones that I was listening to, I think they sounded just a bit too similar to music, and so I felt like I wanted something in between, and so I started listening to podcasts because then I wanted to gain. I was gaining something. I was gaining knowledge. I mean, this time it was about sport because I was listening to sports podcasts. I was still gaining something in my journeys, and I enjoyed listening into the conversation. And these times, podcasts were massive in America, but they were non-existent in the UK.
Yeah.
The only people who had podcasts in the UK were people like BBC, like for TalkSport and stuff like that, and they weren't really that big. So I thought, you know what, there must be other Muslims like me who might not be into the sports that I'm into and stuff, but need to fill their time as well to go to school, to go to work, and they want to gain some kind of benefit that's very light. So it's not like Quran or about the Quran, but it's just like two people having a conversation and chat, and you're like the third person in the conversation. Yeah. And so I started a podcast, and it was called The Next Phase. Because my name's Faisal, so the next phase. So and the pun was that it's like carrying you through to the next phase. So you weren't practicing.
Just a phase, I remember.
Yeah,
you weren't. The brother mentioned.
Yeah. You weren't practicing, and you're not ready to be like a student of knowledge. And it's like the next phase of your journey, where it's just like light-hearted conversations, and every now and again we discuss the Deen.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 25.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
It's a very unique time, because you can still recognize that 17, 18-year-olds, it is a different life to your
100%,
era.
100%.
I'm 33, so I'm kind of like a bit slightly older. But like this bit in the middle, between 30 and 18-year-olds, it's a very unique time and a unique...
Yeah, I feel like I feel like a different person every day. I feel like I'm mature. If you were to watch my YouTube videos when I was about 19, 20, 21, I was a different character, and I wasn't putting anything on then. That was genuinely, that's what I was like. I was like, ah. And then actually, as you get older, first of all, I got married, and a while after, and when you first get married, actually, there's struggles in a marriage, in that both getting to understand the person, but also in terms of finances. You want to get married and get a big house and everything, and you can't. So you're struggling, actually, and so you become serious about life very quickly. And then, alhamdulillah, as I've mentioned, about 2 months ago we had a child. And so, alhamdulillah, now that I've got a child as well, and that journey has been like a 2-year journey, because I discussed on a podcast that we had a miscarriage last year. And so all of these things very quickly have seemed to have matured me, and I still have that side of me, but now that side of me, the funny kind of
I've noticed as well, because I do watch you, don't worry,
okay.
I'm following you, that you and a few of the other brothers like Musa, you've started studying as well.
Yes.
You're studying Arabic. From what I've seen, you've got a little community there in London, and you guys have just changed like really quick, mashallah.
Do you know what? It's because of our teachers.
Yeah.
Our teachers, I can't speak well of them enough, actually. Honestly, I'll get emotional if I speak about my teachers so much, because they're teachers that I feel like Allah has I'm getting pins and needles in my head speaking about them because they came out of nowhere. I feel like Allah has blessed us because they're the students of the scholars in the UAE. Sorry, in from like Qatar and stuff. They're their students, and somehow they're in our community and people don't know about it. And they're teaching us. And so these people are, not only do they know Quran, they know the 10 different qira'ah front to back. And people don't know, and now alhamdulillah, they're teaching us Quran. And they take on such a select few students. And so alhamdulillah, somehow, for some reason, Allah has blessed me with this teacher, the teacher, my teacher, his name is Yahya Rabi. He's my Quran teacher. And he didn't even take on students until my friend approached him to learn from him, and he said, no, go to Sheikh Jamal. He said, go to the Sheikh. And Sheikh Jamal is the one who almost forced him to take that student on, and then he takes on a handful of students, and alhamdulillah, Allah has blessed me to be one of them. And they have grown us up very quickly because of you watch their character. And then you learn that as the knowledge increases, while I have zero knowledge, I'm very low in my knowledge, but as the knowledge increases, the responsibility on you increases because now you're holding a bit of knowledge. Even if it's an ayah. Even if you've memorized one ayah, you have to be responsible for the ayah. You have to earn the ayah, otherwise you forget it. And that's our teachers have taught us that.
MashaAllah. This really shows in your podcast as well, and you know, it's just developed over time. You know, that's good, man. MashaAllah. Maybe I'll get there one day.
No, akhi, well, you're ahead of us, akhi, man.
I'm the freshly grounded.
No, you'll be on the freshly grounded, akhi. We need to benefit from you as well. Akhi, you're giving talks on conferences, Allahumma barik, akhi.
But yeah, mashallah, it's really inspiring to see that whole youth, subhanAllah, filling out. You know, there's a market for it, and you spotted, you know, and it's Dawa. It is Dawa. You know, it's a type of Dawa that's, you know, you spotted a gap in the market, I think.
I don't think that I intended to spot that. I did kind of have, I thought, what if there's other brothers like me? But I think the best things are the things that are like genuine, and you don't necessarily think about them with like success or finances and stuff like that in mind. And that's what it was, man. It was something that I just felt was needed, and it wasn't being filled, and so I decided to start it. And the other thing is, bro, I didn't try to be a perfectionist. I started it from my bedroom with my GoPro. But I just thought, let me just get started. Well, otherwise I'm never going to start.
That was my problem, bro.
A lot of people have that problem.
That was my problem, bro, for many years. Just being a perfectionist.
That's like my brother. And
because, I did have a video business before Islam, and when I came into Islam, and when I wanted to do all this type of, talk show type thing, Dean show type stuff, it was just, you know, the studio's not right, the camera's not right, this, that, and it's holding me back. And I literally just, in that... I just decided I just need to start. And my first few podcasts were, you know, there's always something wrong with it. A camera goes, or the memory card is not powerful enough, the battery goes, whatever it is, the sound, you know. But alhamdulillah, I think them teething problems are kind of ironing out now.
Yeah, okay, you know what? I started podcasting 3.5 years ago, and only like last month, I can now say that I actually like my podcast studio. Like this is the first studio that I actually like. I enjoy it. I'm like, wow, this is an amazing studio. In fact, this is even the first studio that we have. Before this, any studios we had for the last 3.5 years was either borrowed space from my brother's business or my own house and stuff like that. The first freshly grounded office or studio, I only came into reality from June 2019, August 2019. Before then, we never had it, but we still didn't. We did almost 3 years worth of podcasting and to get there.
SubhanAllah. No, it's good. I mean, I'm trying to do more run and gun because I don't have a studio or a base, you know, and usually because I usually catch people when I'm traveling, you know, just like you today, just pull up.
That's the advantage.
Just do it. But it was really hard for me, bro. It was like, you know, because I did have that perfectionist thing. Now I just think, I don't care, I just put it out. Don't care what I look like, my hair's a mess, I don't look good.
The more content you can get out, the better, man.
For the sake of Allah, just hopefully people benefit from it,
Yeah, I used to care a lot about like what my hair looked like and stuff, and now I'm just throwing up. But they don't need
that leads me to the point where at Light Upon Light, see, you've started expanding out now, people, because they see your presenting skills and stuff like that. You started doing other things, like I've seen you on the Iman channel. You know, conferences. How do you feel? I mean, your life's just changed, right?
Akhi, it's,
You know,
it's weird
you
because-
know all the sheikhs
Nah,
and,
nah,
you know.
nah, nah.
No, but you know what I mean, bro? It's because I know what background you're coming from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know it moved pretty fast,
Mm.
you know, getting involved in Islamic work and Dawa and stuff. And
Yeah, I don't know because I'm currently going through the journey, so I don't know the answer. I feel like I'm just going through it, and I'm going through this weird phase as well that I've developed a hatred for social media. I don't use I haven't posted an Instagram image. There's not an Instagram. The last Instagram image on my Instagram is from the 1st of November, and that's almost 2 months ago. Now that sounds like nothing, 2 months, but 2 months. That's I was every day. Do you know what I mean? I just don't enjoy it, bro. Like I feel like I'm not saying I don't enjoy social media because Freshly Grounded has benefited me so much through social media. So I'm not biting the hand that feeds me.
Yeah.
However, I see the benefit of Freshly Grounded. I feel like of social media. I feel like I've matured and I now understand what social media is meant to be. It's meant to be put great work out there and let people have access to it. It's not meant to be me displaying my personal life because that's empty content anyway. Like, why do I feel like my life is valuable enough to be shared anyway? I don't, and I'm starting to enjoy life so much all of a sudden because I'm just everything that I am doing, I'm really present. Like even here right now, I'm not saying, yo, I'm with John Fontaine doing an episode.
it's just,
That's what I would have done 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Now I'm really enjoying the fact that I can sit with you and have a conversation. And someone said something. So there's the key point that I wanted to mention that I was building up to. But just to finish that point off, I'm enjoying life more. I'm present. Oh yeah, and when I'm out and about, sometimes I do take a picture and think, oh, this would be great for social media. And then when I don't post it, I actually don't regret not posting it. An example, I took a picture of Mufti Menk. 'Cause I just wanted to put a picture of Mufti Menk. I literally sent it to my wife, my brother, my sister, and my mum and my dad, 5 people, rather than 36,000 people. And I don't have any urge to share it, but that would have been like the top picture. Oh yeah, I've got a picture of Mufti Menk, let me post it. But I just don't feel it. Anyway, the point I wanted to make is, I saw a podcast. So there's a guy called JME. He's in the music scene, and
well, I'm not that old.
I'm not okay. Fine. So Jamie, fine. So Jamie, the reason I mentioned him, not to listen to his music or anything, but I mentioned him because he's a very smart man in terms of like his how he behaves and stuff. And we knew of him from even back in the day, right? Because everyone in London kind of ends up knowing a person, knows a person, knows a person. So he was big on social media and then he quit social media. I think he had like a couple million followers. He quit for the last few years, right? And so he done a podcast recently with someone, and in that podcast he mentioned a really important point, and he said that people use social media a lot of the time for FOMO. They have a fear of missing out on what's happening. So I have to use social media because I don't know what's happening on social media right now. Who's being like who's having an argument and who's this and who are they after now? Blah blah. But he said that what you don't realize is that you're only missing out on it if you are exposing yourself to that. So if I say I'm not going to use social media anymore, I'm not missing out on anything because I'm only getting what I am meant to get. So we see it as qadr. The only thing that I'm only ever going to get what I am meant to get. So I'm getting this. I'm not missing out on anything. You're always missing out on something. Right now, there's something happening right now in Singapore or Ukraine. We're not seeing it because we're here in Oldham. Right, we're not seeing it. But if we would try and access everything, we would never be able to fulfill our desires. So why don't you just accept what you have and forget about everything that you're missing out on, and just be like, you know what? I'm just enjoying this. Just me and John having a chat in a masjid, and I have no fear of missing out on what. I don't care what's happening on Instagram right now. I don't.
You know, I did it. You know, when I used to travel a lot before Islam, and even when I first came into Islam, I was a photographer and videographer. So I would travel and everything would be through the camera. And I realised I'm not actually enjoying this travelling. I'm just seeing everything through a picture. And I decided to put the camera down and just starting, enjoying travelling and similar things, subhanAllah.
Yeah,
you just get caught up in the social media. So many times I was so close to deleting my social media.
But in the past year, I've deleted mine so many times, and I brought it back, deleted it, brought it back. And again, I'm not saying that social media is bad for you, but I'm just saying that my use for it wasn't healthy, personally. And because I want to start enjoying life. And the reason I originally cut off social media was the last 6 weeks before my son was born, because I said I want to be present throughout the next 6 weeks. Whatever
Mashallah.
I'm needed for, I'm here. I have no concern, and I enjoyed it so much. And now I want to be more present, because now I want to see every smile of his. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to use it for that. And so I'm
It's
enjoying
your private
life.
life.
Yeah, and I'm very happy
I don't
right now,
share my
alhamdulillah.
private life online. No one knows nothing about my private life.
I know about your private life.
No, it's just like, that's private, and I just put selected things, try to inspire people, whatever, little things. But yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's about having that balance.
Jazakallah khair.
Well, yeah, thank
And
you
I
so
look
much.
forward to seeing you in London.
Yes.
Coming down and seeing the new studio.
Please.
I've noticed, mashallah, the cameras are looking crisp now.
Slightly.
Mashallah.
Alhamdulillah, we're trying to be on your level.
No, I mean, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah.
So inshallah, I'll come and see you.
Thank you so much
soon.
for having me.
Oh,
John.
jazakallah khair.
And barakallah feek to
Thanks
any
for
of
your
the
time,
young Smirks listeners who have managed to get to the final, the end of the podcast.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. You're officially a young smirk now, bro.
Alhamdulillah, I'm happy. Barakallah feek.
Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
How was that, akhi?